April 1986. The Chernobyl disaster unleashed an invisible, silent killer. To fight it, human strength simply wasn't enough. The radioactive ruins demanded a new breed of machinery, heavy, armored beasts forged in absolute desperation. Today, we are descending into the shadows of the Exclusion Zone to uncover the secrets of two bizarre, custom-built titans that looked death straight in the eye. You have never seen trucks quite like these. Right after the explosion, a massive fleet of equipment was rushed to Chernobyl. In this incredibly dangerous environment, survival was impossible without them. Among the machines clearing the deadly glowing debris was a very specific dump truck, the Kraz 256B1. But this wasn't your ordinary construction vehicle. It was a highly specialized mutant, born from the most brutal working conditions imaginable. Officially designated as the Kraz 256B1-030, it had one chilling difference from the standard model: a single-seat heavy-lead capsule instead of a normal cabin. Without it, a driver would absorb a lethal dose of radiation in a matter of minutes, making any cleanup work completely impossible. The disaster quickly proved that the Soviet Union lacked vehicles capable of surviving extreme radiation. Initially, standard trucks and bulldozers offered almost zero protection. For example, standard Kraz 255B trucks were used to build a pontoon bridge across the Pripyat River for civilian evacuation. The government immediately ordered factories to design and build maximum protection vehicles in record time. At the Ukrainian auto plant, work boiled over. They took their most reliable dump truck, but the main challenge was installing an airtight lead bunker. The original, highly classified plan demanded that this capsule be hidden inside the standard cabin. Why? Because the Soviet leadership wanted absolute secrecy. They wanted the trucks to look completely normal to the outside world. But with the Kraz, that illusion had to be shattered. Hiding the capsule inside required a complete redesign of the cabin, primarily because of a massive ventilation filter system known as the FVUA100N. This system was vital. It pumped clean air into the capsule and created positive pressure, keeping the radioactive dust out. There was simply no room. So they stripped the standard cabin completely and bolted the terrifying lead box directly to the naked frame. Building this capsule was a nightmare. It was welded from sandwich panels, 3 millimeters of steel on the outside, and a thick layer of lead on the inside. We are talking 30 millimeters of lead on the floor, 25 millimeters on the side walls, and 12 millimeters on the roof. The interior was lined with 8 millimeters of vinyl plastic. If you are wondering how much this bunker weighed, it tipped the scales at over 3 tons. The entire truck swelled to about 14 tons. Worse, the weight of the capsule was entirely off-center. Engineers had to heavily reinforce the left frame side member and the left front suspension, and even increase the tire pressure on the front left wheel just to keep it from collapsing. They also had to crank up the pressure in the power steering lines just so the driver could physically turn the wheel. The windows? They were made of specialized 75 millimeter thick anti-radiation glass brought in from Moscow. The windshield was literally 2 small, 300 by 300 millimeter blocks of this glass. The driver crawled in through a tiny vault-like door on the right side. Prior to installation, the capsules were tested for radiation leaks at a specialized plant. If any leaks were found, extra lead plates were slapped onto the exterior. Oh, and to save time, they didn't even install a heater. The government foolishly assumed the Chernobyl cleanup would be completely finished before the winter snow arrived. Ventilation was powered by the engine's generator, or by a bank of 4 heavy-duty batteries if the engine died. In the end, 18 of these Kraz monsters were built. The first 7 arrived at the reactor in early July, and another 11 followed by the end of the month. It took them less than 30 days from the initial blueprint to the final rolling machine. While the Kraz wore its brutal armor on the outside, another factory in Minsk was building a beast that successfully kept its deadly secret hidden. I actually just uncovered the files on these recently, and the story is too fascinating not to share. This project was based on the standard MAZ 504V semi-tractor. If you lived in Europe back then, you might have seen the regular versions hauling international cargo into France, Italy, Austria, and West Germany. It was chosen for Chernobyl because it packed a massive 8-cylinder YAMZ 238 diesel engine, pushing 240 horsepower. Paired with a 5-speed gearbox, it could drag incredibly heavy loads at speeds up to 85 kilometers per hour, or roughly 50 miles per hour. And for Chernobyl, that pulling power was exactly what they needed. Before deployment, they repainted it in a dark military ML12 olive green. Inside the highly restricted experimental shop number 1, engineers did exactly what the Kraz factory couldn't do. They successfully hid a massive lead capsule inside the original cabin, stripping out the entire original interior to make it fit. If you looked closely at this undercover rig, you would only notice a few eerie details: the missing factory badge, the removal of the right windshield wiper, heavily modified mirror brackets, and a strange cylinder on the roof. That cylinder was the FVUA 100N-24 ventilation filter, aggressively pumping clean air to keep out the radioactive ash. Building this internal bunker was grueling. There were no real blueprints. Workers in the modeling shop literally shaped 10 to 15 millimeter thick sheets of solid lead using axes and sledgehammers. They quickly realized that welding the lead shut would fill the entire factory with highly toxic fumes, so they bolted the heavy plates to a steel frame instead, sealing the gaps with special lead valves and cleats. Just like the Kraz, this internal capsule weighed over 3 tons. The massive weight caused the entire truck to lean heavily to one side, and even jamming extra leaf springs into the suspension couldn't completely fix the terrifying tilt. The brave driver had to climb through the passenger door and slide into a sealed hatch, looking out at the apocalyptic wasteland through a single 100mm thick block of armored glass. These undercover MAZ trucks went through a rigorous triple inspection. After factory and military checks, they were sent to the Nuclear Energy Institute, where they were blasted with intense radiation to test the sensors inside the capsule. Only 4 of these hidden titans were ever built, and they successfully drove straight into the heart of the disaster. These heavily mutated machines, forged in a matter of weeks, were the unsung heroes of a tragedy that almost consumed Europe. They were heavy, uncomfortable, and downright terrifying to drive. But they kept their operators alive in the most toxic place on Earth. Now, I want to hear from you. If you were ordered into the glowing ruins of Chernobyl, would you rather be driving the exposed armored Kraz or the undercover heavy-duty MAZ? Let me know your choice in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe.